Hey, you sitting in your car, driving down the freeway with the wind blowing in your hair because the top's down. Put it back up because the podcast is about to start. This is your Patreon. You paid for it. Here we are. We haven't got Sean Marquette.
I'm trying to figure out how to do it because if you can see on my computer screen from that other angle.
What are you doing?
I don't know. I'm trying to look at the angle so
we're actually podcasting.
No, I know. It's part of the podcast.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. This is how the sausage is made.
Yeah. But I was like, then people can see on my screen.
What are you looking up during the podcast that you're worried about?
I don't know. I don't want them to see anything. I don't want them to see what little tabs I have open.
You don't want them to copy your bookmarks?
Yeah, they're gonna look in the doc.
They're gonna hack into his Facebook.
Like, oh, look, that's how it works.
My mother, towards the end of her life, she had an iPad that had so many tabs opened because she thought if she closed them, then they were deleted off the internet, you know, or she'd never find them again or something like that.
She didn't know how to bookmark.
Yeah, she had just rows, like it went on forever, and they had like a number at the end. And I remember that was the biggest threat you could give her. Shut up, Mum, I'll delete your tabs. Don't you delete the tabs, I'll never get that back. Oh, why are you so mean to me? Oh, Gary's about to delete my tabs. Don't delete your mum's tablets.
You didn't want to teach her how to bookmark?
I don't know how to bookmark.
They all were turned into bookmarks.
Yeah. Okay.
My mother, my cousin Paul, nice fella. He knew about computers, and she used to call him up, and he was a warrior. He used to go to the house once a week to help her out with computers. I wouldn't have done it. I would have said, "Yeah, buddy, you're 79 years old. What do you need a computer for? You went this long without him."
I think it was good that she was using it.
My mother loved technology. She loved it. She loved any technology, but she couldn't use it. It was a very bizarre thing. If a video, when videos came out, we had one that day, right? My mum would get a store credit card, put us into debt, and but we'd have a video. I didn't give a fuck. I had a video.
Yeah, my mom liked technology too, and she had a lot of Apple products. She'd have like laptop that for her photography, which she did a lot of. Yeah. She had an iPad. She did a lot of stuff, and all the fun. She was pretty good on it, but she still was older, so I knew more just because growing up with it more. And then we get in a lot of fights that time because she would have seen something online. Then I'd be like, yeah, there's a real easy. And she's like, just let me figure it out. And then you just have to sit there for like 20 minutes. I'm like, I can show you right now, and you can fix it. And then we got into a lot of arguments about technology.
I think technology fucking does your head in. I think it's good for things like banking and stuff like that. There's definitely, look, I'm not saying it's all bad. Of course, there's some good things. But I look at my dad and how simple his life is without, like, he doesn't have a computer. And it's like, it's like the guy's life's magic.
Well, yeah, I've said this before. I said there should be 2 months out of the year, 1 month near the beginning, 1 month near the end, somewhere, where there's no internet allowed for anyone except for mandatory services. Like hospitals would have to have it. You could get email still.
And what is the purpose of this new rule?
It's like the purge, but like so people get off fucking the internet for like you can't shop on the internet
for 2 months.
Yeah, you can't. You can't have social media.
Yeah.
When your phone gives you that stat of how long you've been looking at it, sometimes you feel like a disgrace.
I turn that off. I'm like, it's none of your fucking business.
Yeah,
it's none of my business, honestly, how much I'm on my phone.
Yeah, I don't want to know.
Like only people that needed the internet, like a hospital would need it to communicate with, have emergency services and stuff. Banks would need it to just do their, but you can't get on those systems.
Yeah, well, of course, we got to have it for Call of Duty.
Yeah. So you're already out right now.
Yeah, like there's some things that it's remarkable.
No, because that's evil too, because of all the like racism that's on there.
I don't talk to people.
Yeah, I know, but that exists on there. Yeah.
If you think racism's dead, you go give Call of Duty a play.
Yeah, just go to any Call of Duty lobby.
Just listen for a little bit. They're not getting along. And I overcompensate on Call of Duty. I become like that like white guy who's like trying to make everything like, hey guys, let's not do that. You know what I mean? Like, because when a white guy is throwing around the N-word and stuff on Call of Duty, it's embarrassing for me.
Yeah.
As a white, like you want to do that. Hey, we're not all like that. Whoa, hey, buddy, and then you seem too over the top.
Maybe they don't think you're white.
Yeah, and
yeah, true.
People think I'm black when they haven't met me.
Yeah, no one listens to this voice and go, that'd be an Aboriginal fella. I reckon.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Didn't I talk about that on the podcast? There's a lot of people that have met me.
I remember when we did early on.
You're the Elvis of podcasting.
When we did Commons World for the first couple of times, there were a lot of people like, Forrest is white?
Yeah. There is people. I I told you, I don't know if I told you the story. Kumail Nanjiani thought I was black because I had talked to him. He was coming to Miami. I'd never met him. Al Jackson put us in touch. And he goes, "Oh, this was a long time ago." And he was doing he wanted to do some gigs. And so he hit me up and I set him up on some gigs. I wasn't there. JC Carias, our friend, actually drove him around to a bunch of the gigs. And then I moved out to LA and he put me on the Meltdown Show, which was like the biggest comedy show there was. He goes, "Yeah, come do a spot on the Meltdown Show." And it was either there on our podcast. He goes, "I thought you were black." Just talking to you, and I was like, "All right." But that's
what's black about your voice?
I don't know. This isn't the first. He's not the only person. Many people have said that before.
Are voices inherent? Like, I know accents aren't, or are they environmental? Like, if we all were...
my voice is this is natural, my voice.
No, but no, I'm saying, okay, so
dialect and inflection and stuff.
Okay, so you know when you like meet a gay guy and you can tell right away he's gay from his voice, right? Yeah. Not all of them, but some people you can. And then sometimes if you're on the phone, you go, "Oh, that's probably a black guy," and it's probably
sure.
Do you think
you make guesses? Your head automatically makes a guess and makes an image, whether you want to or not, whether you're racist or not racist. I think you're forming a visualization of what the person looks like based on the information you have. You know? I
reckon if I was born in America, my voice, because I already have a nasally sort of nothing voice, right? But I reckon, how would it be? Hey. No, I can't imagine it. I can't imagine being...
I think it's super hard to visualize what people would look like without ever seeing them. Like, anytime you listen to the radio...
Oh, when you do that Love is Blind, though,
yeah.
then they're not
but you don't do it? Like, I'm not saying you do it on purpose.
Of course you do, but I think it's just like, doing... you see all those videos about taste tests for drinks, and so like for the watcher, you can see all the labels and they're guessing things that are way off, and you're like, that's crazy. But really, unless your brain sees what you're drinking, it's really hard to put your finger on what it is. I think it's like that with voices.
Well, I googled. I watch Bluey every day.
Bluey.
Yeah. Mom. Okay, so I watch Bluey, which is the show from Australia about some blue heeler dogs that live in Brisbane. For kids, but
we talked about it.
I've gotten well into Bluey.
I like Bluey,
but I've gone to check out the voices of Bluey. So the dad looks like what you think the dad will look like of Bluey. You go, that's the voice that comes out of that head. Mm-hmm. The mum's younger and hotter than I imagined she would be from the voice. But here's the thing: I don't know if they'd let this happen in America, but they have, because the two children dogs are voiced by children. They are not in the credits for their own. So anonymity.
Bart Simpson's played by a woman.
Simpson's played by a woman, because I was seeing whether it was a women doing the kids' voices or it was kids, and you can't. They've hidden that. I don't know if that's even legal with American because I've always thought this about the movie industry, right? Everyone needs too much credit. Everyone in Hollywood needs too much fucking credit. Every time you do a project, you have to watch fucking reels and reels of names at the end of a movie. We're finding out who brought the coffees. We're literally finding out who brings the coffees.
They put the executives in the credits now.
The key grips, the this, the that, the guy who did. And it's nice to get credit, but you'd only really need... No one reads these credits. Right. You only need credit from your co-workers and your boss saying you did a good job. You don't buy a car... And then just before you take it off the factory floor, the steering wheel was made by Steve. I don't know who did fucking what. It just says Mercedes. Or it just says Ford.
Yeah, they should have that, though.
You reckon you'd like that? You'd like that because I know Kangol, those hats with the kangaroo on them, they and the labels say your hat was made by Janice, Michael, and Peter.
Really?
I like that.
That's
cool.
cute.
But
then then you get your Nike shoes. Your ones are made by Mikey, the 4-year-old, and
now these were made by 12 unnamed Chinese.
Yeah, exactly. They don't get credit. Where's their credit? The end of the shoe.
But going back to the voice thing, when I was, and even now, if you listen to a radio person on the radio, and you've never seen them before, I think you always imagine them good looking. Because for the most part, all the women I always used to think were hot. Like any radio.
Well, they have like a good-looking voice.
This girl's gonna be hot, and then you see a picture, and you're like, oh my god.
So Christopher Cross, right?
Yeah.
Christopher Cross, the guy who's saying, "When you get lost between the moon and New York City,
ride like the wind."
Yeah. And amazing voice, beautiful, angelic voice. But he was before video clips and everything like that. It was really before that era, and they reckon they had women showing up to the... Now Christopher Cross is a homely looking man.
Yeah.
He's right. He looks like. Yeah, but a voice of an angel, and they reckon that women were all showing up because they thought this guy's gonna look like Elvis.
Awesome, yeah.
You know what I mean? And then It was Christopher Cross.
Yeah, but he still did. I mean, like Howard Stern has a good voice. And
yeah, but no one thinks of him as sex appeal. And also,
but before
he only has a good voice because we've heard it so much that it's become synonymous. Like if you watch his movie, he said at the beginning of his career, people thought it was a terrible voice.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah, that's why they're private parts. You're looking at Christopher Cross.
I saw that.
You haven't shifted your legs apart and started flicking your bean. So I'm going to assume. Is there any words? My wife hates when I say flicking your bean.
He's pretty ugly.
Oh yeah.
This is him.
That's him in his prime.
Sailing is so good.
Yeah, that's what I'm putting on her now.
Okay, yeah.
You know what the song? You know how he came up with sailing?
What?
Some
He
guy
was
used
sailing.
to some guy used to take him sailing, and he liked it.
I never would have guessed.
They went very deep. Do you know this song?
Everyone knows this song, yeah.
I mean, everybody.
Well, I know. Look, he sang the theme from Arthur, which is one of my favourite songs.
Arthur's theme.
I put that in about my top 50 tunes.
Jim, Mick Malloy did a voice on Bluey.
What did he do?
He played someone named Sparky.
Okay, so if any Bluey listeners
Wait,
listening,
how does he look?
Mick Malloy. No, Mick Malloy's my mate. He's a radio DJ.
No, I know. He puts us on there and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, Mick's. I don't know. Mick's a
Episode called Tradies. Bluey and
Look, this
Bingo
is the
hide
thing
under the
is,
house and
I'm
spawn two
about,
mysterious
I'm about to
tradies.
start Mick's TV show again. So let's not be mean to Mick.
So he's
Mick's-
beautiful.
No, Mick's not. Mick's. Look, I tell you
No,
what.
he looks okay.
If you Google Mick Malloy girlfriends, you'll see a nice array of women over the years. He did all right for himself,
That
Mick.
guy's hilarious.
Yeah, he's hilarious, Mick.
Yeah, big fan. He puts us on. There he goes. He's okay.
Jim, what's a tradie?
A tradie is a person who does a trade for a living. So you're a plumber or a carpenter or something
Okay.
like that. That's a tradie. And there's a lot of women in Australia who's like, I'm really into tradies. Tradies are the ones that I like to have sex with more than anyone else. I watched this show. I've started watching on Tubi. They've got this show called First Dates.
Oh, dear.
Mm-hmm.
And me and the wife watch it. And it's just, there's an Australian season and a New Zealand season on there. And it's just, they're filming people on their blind dates, just their first dates, and they film the entire date, and they cut back and forth, and you have about 5 couples an episode, an hour-long episode. And the Australians, they're all a lot of fun, but the New Zealand season, geez, they're really... You can tell, I can spot a New Zealander a mile away. they've all got like sort of like a look of confusion the whole time. And it's nice they're getting together. They're like when they always have like a gay couple on the first one, and every time the conversation goes the same way. Not easy to be gay in Auckland, is it? Is it? Not enough gays. We need more gays.
It's not a gay-friendly city, Auckland. It's
No,
metropolitan.
that's
It's not
their
people.
most gay-friendly
Yeah,
city,
it's
but
the
it's
biggest city,
it's still a country of 3 million people.
Yeah, it wouldn't be easy to be gay in Invercargill.
It wouldn't be
think.
easy to
Yeah,
be gay in New
yeah.
Zealand, full stop. You've got a country of 3 million people. Let's
Yeah.
say generously 1 in 10 people are gay. So you're saying 300,000 gays in all of New Zealand and of both sexes. So let's say if you're a gay man, you have a dating pool of 150,000. But you got to remember, that's gay people aged 100 to 16 in Australia, right? So that's your whole dating pool.
But there's a lot of sheep.
Oh, yeah, you
There's
can
a
fuck,
lot of sheep.
You can
Yeah.
fuck the sheep all day.
Yeah.
That's what I did on the game show in between, like when we had like ad breaks and stuff like that. I told her all the New Zealand jokes. People in Australia love them. How does New Zealander find sheep in long grass? Delightful. Yeah, that's the best one.
You brought up Tubi. Did you guys hear about the Tubi Super Bowl?
That
like
happened. That happened to us.
Oh yeah,
The
Was there an
Tubi Super
argument?
Bowl. So what happened was I was in charge of the remote control because Kevin Shea was sitting next to me.
Oh, yes.
And all the time I was with Kevin Shea and he was going for, he put some money on Philly, I put some money on the Chiefs, so we were ribbing each other a bit. And then like when Philly were up like that, I was like, I'll change the fucking channel. I'll change the channel. It doesn't bother me at all. I don't even like this sport. I'll just change the fucking channel. And don't you? Anyway, so then Tubi did that thing where the app started going dunk, 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 dunk. And he fucking lost his mind at me, Kevin. What the fuck are you doing? Are you sitting on it? No, I'm fucking... Yeah, so everybody went through it.
Yeah,
Like-
we yelled at someone at the party. I was like, "You're sitting on the remote.
Yeah,
move,
it
move."
feels like one of those things that in retrospect they're probably like, "Fuck, that was a really bad idea."
I think they
No,
no,
it's a
they
good idea.
No, I mean, I'm saying there were so many cases of domestic violence that came out of this. Husbands that were fucking pissed at their wives. Like there's
Have
So good
you
for
got
business.
real documentation that like husbands slap their wives
there's
around?
like a huge conversation right now because people that are in those relationships were like blamed for this situation.
No, but it switched back so
it was
quick.
so quick. You'd be angry, and then you feel sorry and you
But you
apologize.
think about men that are angry in general, then add the Super Bowl on top of that. They're fucking out of their minds.
Would you say there's more domestic abuse on Super Bowl Sunday than any day of the year? What do you reckon is your number one domestic abuse day?
It's very,
Seems like
very
a good
possible
one.
because there's a lot of drinking.
Valentine's
if the
Day.
team that if they lose money, they're pissed off. Like I think that's very plausible.
I think, yeah.
I'm gonna look it up.
What?
What?
Yeah, what's the
holiday has
What
the
holiday
most
wife
domestic
beaten
has the
violence?
most domestic violence?
Yeah, but domestic violence, they're also including just fighting with someone going, hey, what the fuck? It's not just beating someone's face in. So I could see like, hey, what the fuck? What the fuck are you doing? And they're calling that they're calling arguments here domestic violence too. I'm reading this article.
No, there was loads of arguments.
Although I,
Well,
wouldn't- I didn't remember it was Tubi. I thought it was like
Yeah.
Well, no one knew about Tubi until
Thanksgiving,
this.
Christmas, New Year's, and Super Bowl Sunday.
Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, and Super Bowl.
Thanksgiving makes sense.
I do like watching videos of Thanksgiving dinners that go tits up.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes they're staged, and you're like,
There's something
this
so
one's
political
staged.
about Thanksgiving.
But, well, this is the thing. You're all different generations put in the same room, and all different generations have different opinions on how the thing will go. And it's not even just right and left. It's just like, because I've gotten to the age, I'm not aging well. I've gotten to the age where I just think young people are stupid. And I'm like ahead of my time. Like, I shouldn't be thinking this way until I'm like 60. But
Ahead of my time. Sounds so good. It's like a positive thing. You got there so much quicker than everybody else.
I have ageism. I got ageism bigotry coming out the fucking wazoo. When I see them with their stupid computers and your bloody fucking things, go away.
Jim texts me every 2 days. What's the password to this account?
Yeah, I don't. There's bloody too many passwords.
It says this is false, by the way. The domestic violence does not go up on Super Bowl Sunday. They're saying it's.
Yeah, they've always.
There's articles right here.
I know this is Snopes going through all.
I would
stuff,
say domestic
I'm not saying
violence.
Snopes, but they go
Domestic
through it,
violence
and they-
drops during the game because people are watching. Afterwards, that's when the real.
Yeah, it's not during the 4
Because
hours
they
of the game.
have
It's
some
directly
they
after.
had some like amazing.
Yeah, on kickoff. Like,
They had some amazing statistic about when the Beatles played the Ed Sutherland show, and that was the lowest rate of crime in America's history for that 4 minutes or something, because everyone was home and everyone stopped to watch the TV. And so it was like no one robbed any houses because they assumed everyone was home. So even the criminals were sitting at home watching the Beatles sing
These
songs.
guys are all right, yeah.
Yeah. Then afterwards, when they brought out the juggler, that's the thing.
they're saying holidays is the worst.
Oh, yeah, it's Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
I've always thought, okay, this might be a temperamental thing, but I've watched a lot of Beatles documentaries and stuff like that, and I've seen a lot of, old footage of comedians and all that sort of stuff. Ed Sutherland, how the fuck did that cunt get a job?
You're saying his name. Yeah, I thought you were saying it's Sullivan.
It doesn't matter. he's,
Yeah, how'd the other guy get the
He
job?
is-
Yeah, Kiefer's dad.
He is the most talentless guy. Like,
He didn't do anything.
He was sweaty.
Great voice.
He was a hunchback, and we got a really big show, And this person here, he's come all the way from da-da-da, and he's gonna da-da-da.
Maybe he did radio first, like we were talking about.
I don't know how. Like, he doesn't deserve to have a theatre named after him. He never said anything funny. He just talked and just sort of went, and this is what's going on.
And next.
Yeah, and this is the next thing. You could have had a voiceover do his job. It's like so a whole lot of dogs come out, dance around in a fucking circle, bring back the hunchback, and they bring him back out, and he's like, "Oh, that was great dogs, and now we have the Rolling Stones."
Yeah, he did radio first, so maybe that his voice, and then he was hired as a Sunday night television variety show, Toast of the Town.
I mean, but isn't that your dream job?
Yeah, I just
To
don't
be able to go out there and not have to have
Was
any
the
talent.
world talentless? They've got these other. Now I might get hung for saying this, but there's these a comedy duo from Britain from the 1960s where if you say it out loud, now I might even lose tickets. If you say out loud that you don't think they're funny, you're in trouble. But everyone's called Morecambe and Wise.
Never heard of him.
Yeah, is number one.
Morecambe and Wise?
Morecambe and Wise, and they did a Christmas special. That was a thing. You were meant to watch the Christmas special in Britain. The Queen stopped to watch Morecambe and Wise. Like, you couldn't talk to Lizzie while Morecambe and Wise were on.
And you were a big fan of them?
No, I don't get it. It's something I came over from Australia and then see it, and they're all talking about. There's been documentaries on them, dramedy,
heard of them.
biopics.
There's on YouTube, there's like 5 best moments. You should pull it up.
5 best moments of Morecambe and Wise. Okay, pull it up. I'll tell you.
By the way, it says Ed Sullivan was an asshole on there.
Yeah, that checks out.
Whoa,
I gotta-
that's how you spell Morecambe?
He
Yeah,
had a really big dick.
Jesus.
Really big.
Morkum. I was way off.
Wise.
Okay.
Top. What is the top 5 you said?
Yeah.
All right. Look, these are the top 5 moments. Like, they're not look, they're doing jokes. They're trying to be humorous. It's not like, I never got Jimmy.
I'm telling you lay a finger on me, Ann.
Here we go. This is Morecambe and
Flip the
Wise.
screen around for everyone to see. Oop, that came undone.
That's the end of Jack's computer.
Yep, everything's dead. One moment, please.
We should be getting into your
I
segment.
guess Sullivan suffered from dementia at the end in the 70s because Paul McCartney in the 70s said he came up to him like he came on in a press conference and he didn't know who he was and he goes, "I'm one of the Beatles. I was on your show." And he still was like, "Well, okay, nice to meet you." So, and so at the end, he just wasn't remembering who people were.
Great band, I hear.
How'd that turn out for you guys?
Here we go. Here we go. Let's see. Morecambe and Wise.
I'm telling you lay a finger on me, Ann, and you've had it. You'll never. Oh, terrible. Oh, terrible sight.
I don't get it.
What is this?
Morecambe and Wise. This is like in Britain. This
He
is.
knows a friendly tap when he sees one.
But I'm impressed by the dog. Just sitting
All right.
there.
It's dead.
Yeah, I
I'll
killed
hit
it.
you for real this time. I'll really hurt you.
You all, will you?
Here.
What for?
Well, I want to see what he's like.
Oh, the dog's supposed to be protecting him?
The dog is the best.
Yeah, the dog's the star.
I was in the
Yeah.
bar, having a nice quiet drink all by myself.
Can't say anything bad about that in
I
here.
don't know you're there. I'm not looking for trouble. I'll tell you when to come. Having a nice quiet drink. I wouldn't be dressed like this. No. I'll have my hat on in the bar. Having a nice... You see what I mean? Now then, try and get out of that. You can't, can you, eh? Oh, yeah?
All right, stop it. I just.
I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, but it's.
I think it's really
like,
good.
That's
Forrest can't
that's-
stop laughing.
That's their early work, like comedy dates, right? So what's funny then isn't funny now, etc., etc. People probably could look at.
They
like-
weren't even getting that big of laughs in the studio, though.
They look. I'm telling
they
you,
were.
if the British public, they every year they have like the 100 greatest whatever TV moments or whatever, and they do everything. And Morecambe and Wise, they're always up there. Oh, I remember when Morecambe and Wise did this thing.
I've never been a fan of slapstick, so I like anything that leans heavily on that. I'm
The
like,
number one moment that like the top 100 moments of British TV history. The number one moment is Only Fools and Horses falling through a bar. This is deemed the funniest thing to ever happen on British TV, and I love British TV, but there's got to be things better. It's a good bit.
I can't wait.
Who's your favorite late
only,
night show?
Only
host, then?
Fools and Horses.
Only Fools and Horses falling through bar.
Like not present, like nostalgic. Ed Sullivan, you hated.
I liked, I always like, what's his name?
When the world
Cavett
gave
or
them
whatever his name was.
Dick Cavett?
Dick Cavett.
Yeah, he's good.
Oh, like his interviews were good.
My grandmother watched Johnny Carson all the time, so she'd watch like the...
Yeah, I never saw Johnny Carson.
The replay.
Like, I love
Yeah.
Letterman because Letterman was the one that was on Australian
Yeah,
TV.
Letterman's great, obviously,
Okay,
but-
this is deemed to be the funniest thing to ever happen on British TV. And it is funny. I'm not. Don't get me wrong, but it wins
And
every
what is
year.
this from?
From a sitcom called Only Fools and Horses.
Only Fools on Horses.
They're the people who go to the racetrack. Only Fools and Horses, right? That's an
Got
old
it.
thing.
Yeah, I got it. Okay.
These modern Euro birds, they go for the more mature men who've made it in life.
Yeah? Is that why we're having no luck?
I haven't started yet, just building myself up to it.
Yeah, well, you better hurry up. It'll be closing time soon.
All right. I think we're on a winner here, Trig. All right? Play it nice and cool, son. Nice and cool, you know what I mean?
It is funny.
Yeah, it's funny. But I mean, there's a million moments like that in sitcoms.
Yeah. Oh, he does deliver it brilliantly.
I know, that's great. Yeah.
But that one always, the British people think that's the funniest thing that's ever happened.
I liked Johnny Carson a lot when I was young. I used to always watch the reruns. I used to love when he was like Karnak.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah, I only know about him in hindsight. I never watched it. Or
Now
anything.
you read all the stories too, and it's even funnier, I think. But the like just the behind the scenes stuff. But
You like to have a drink, didn't he?
well, yeah,
And then he gave up.
because they always said Ed McMahon was a drunk one, and I thought Ed McMahon was a drunk one, and then turns out Johnny Carson liked to drink a lot, and Ed McMahon showed up one time drunk, like they had drinks together, and he showed up one time where he sloshed, and he goes, this fucking guy, Ed McMahon's drunk, and then just diverted it the whole time where it was like he drinks all the time, but apparently Johnny Carson was.
I'd be very
big-
happy being a late night show sidekick.
Oh my God.
That's the job what I've always wanted from this business is I want to be Cliff Clavin on Cheers. I want to be in a sitcom where there's an episode occasionally about me.
No.
Every other episode I say 4 lines.
Do you want to be on the couch, or do you want to be like standing over there? Like, who's the guy on Fallon is Higgins, right?
No. I like to be on the couch.
wanna be on the
I
couch,
like
yeah.
to get me feet
like
wet.
Richter or Ed McMahon.
Yeah. I like
Yeah.
to be in there and talk to the guests a bit.
Yeah, I like that they brought Richter back at the end of Conan because because they don't do the couch sidekick anymore. Like, I like that
I
there
love
was just
Richter,
another
yeah.
person on the couch.
I think I did.
Andy was so good at it.
I think
though.
I
good.
did. I think I did Conan maybe 6 times.
Yeah.
Around that, right? And every time I was a guest on Conan, you always sit there and you sit next to Andy, and then like I'm always panicking because I'm like hoping my bits will go well, and I've been sort of thinking about what I'm going to say and all those stuff. And then like I turned to Andy one time, and I'm like. It's going all right, right? We got an ad break, and I go, it's going all right, it's going all right. And he put out his hand, he sort of had like a mole. He goes, what do you think that is? And I'm like it's obviously just another day for him. It's like,
I sit on this couch every day. Very comfortable.
It can go bad, it can go good. What have you got for us, Jack?
Well, you asked me to make a vision board for my life.
All right.
Forgot about that.
Yeah,
I
well,
totally forgot. what you
I don't
did.
even remember saying it.
Well, here it is. It's a digital vision board. You don't see these often. Usually you cut stuff out of magazines.
My life
But
vision board.
Not Jack.
One of these
Jack.
things is going to be get a computer.
Why don't you move this liquid death out of the way here?
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay, so this is my vision board. Now, first we'll start with my house.
But this is like a vision.
Hell yeah.
This is like a vision PowerPoint.
Well, you don't want to pay.
Yeah.
Look, you don't want that house, Jack. Do you know what the property tax would? That's
just
in
the
LA.
the
It's just
insurance
a-
line.
He wants to
just
be
the
rich
vision-
enough to
Look,
not
it's
care
the
about the
vision
property
board.
taxes.
No, I know most of this isn't realistic, but-
the property tax on that's going to be way too
No,
much.
vision
Even
boards
if-
are shoot for the stars. You're right, Jack.
Not in California, no. In Miami, yes, or something like that.
No,
We don't have-
Florida's
Florida's even
here.
more expensive.
Yeah,
now.
but no state income tax.
True.
So it all
Vegas
swings
is
around.
building places like this right now.
I want it to look over the city.
Yeah. Vegas is building stuff in the mountains, so you
that,
go there.
that are Hollywood Hills types.
My old house looked over West Hollywood. It was good.
Yeah.
What?
think it's
Is,
cool.
is that a Christmas tree made out of beer cans?
I don't know, but it seems kind of neat. I just like that
Okay.
view.
Jack's house.
Now, see, I
Jack
like
has.
that view, but I want it to be in a Spanish style.
I like the Spanish style.
I want
Yeah.
Spanish style, but I want that view. But, sometimes it might be a pain in the ass to get to.
You
but
couldn't find a Spanish house with that view on the internet?
Yeah.
Not the way I wanted the yard to look.
Oh, you want that yard?
Okay.
I
that
kind of want
view.
like the flat yard with the pool that
Yeah, with the
overlooks.
infinity pool.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
you want
yeah.
an infinity pool and a Spanish house?
Yeah.
They don't really go together.
Yeah, it's
like
not
the
good.
Spanish houses have the
Hey,
mosaic type
hey,
of pools.
this is my vision
It's
board.
like Pepsi and milk.
yeah.
It's a hodgepodge of styles.
Well, they call that a brown cow.
Yeah.
Have you had one of those?
No, I know that.
I just call that
it's on the
chocolate
internet
milk,
for
I
a
guess.
second. I think they were trying to make it big.
Right.
Okay, there's Jack's house.
And then,
Good luck.
I want people to be able to come hang out, so I want there to be no street cleaning and available parking.
Right, but you have street cleaning. They do one side of the road at a time.
Not your street, there's no street cleaning.
Yeah, there's none.
Then who cleans it then? It always seems clean.
I think they come and clean it, but you don't have to move your car.
Yeah.
That's sweet of 'em.
Yeah,
Yeah.
most of.
No, that's a good thing to put in there. You have to be very specific with your manifestations.
So Jack wants to live on the top of the hill, but with wide streets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
also, your vision board you're very considerate. Your vision board includes other people's feelings.
Yes,
Yeah.
because nobody's going to come
No one's
visit
going
him
to want to
if
hang out if
no
there's nowhere to
parking.
park. No one's
I'll
going to
live,
want to
can I
Uber
live in
there.
your pool
I'll Uber
house?
that.
Yeah.
Can I
And
read?
then I thought, you know what? Jim has 2 houses. I want 2 houses. My second one will be in Santa Barbara on the beach.
Oh,
Ah,
nice,
yeah. I like Santa Barbara.
That's a mid-century modern
Yeah,
vibe.
it's-
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
yeah,
Very pretty.
California taxes.
Yeah, it looks cool.
Yeah,
That's lovely.
Yeah,
you know,
when
the
have
hope
that-
is the
But
career.
you want to get that house in the next 10 years before it's underwater.
yeah, true.
That's
Maybe it'll be a
sort of-
little bit back from the beach.
I like that house there on the right.
Yeah.
Is that all the
It's
same
cool.
house?
No, it's
The
all
one on the
different.
right is nice. That's a mid-century,
This
like
top one.
open concept.
that's
like
cool.
yeah, you got the exposed beams.
Palm Beachy.
On the left, there, a little close to the ocean. If you had that storm we just had, the waves are going to come in. And you're
That's correct.
We have a guest coming.
Oh,
Yeah.
guess is coming.
That's right. How much more do you have?
Okay, keep going a little longer.
Okay.
Just finish your vision board and then we'll wrap
My
it up.
vision board. I want a Bronco.
An old Bronco.
Yeah, I think they look cool. They refurbish them and make them
too
real
bad
nice.
you're not. Yeah, Dan Bacadell used to have one. You could have bought it
No
from him.
shit.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
he sold it.
And then I want to look like these guys.
Who are
Your
they?
vision board is to look like a guy from the this year who
Band
looks
called
like they're from the-
Midland.
Oh, that's Midland.
Yeah.
You already look like those guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, great.
You just don't have a good
Just
enough moustache.
shower
Yeah.
less.
You don't have quite the expensive. Their clothing is more expensive than yours.
I'll get there eventually.
Like those, those pants probably cost more than half your wardrobe.
Yeah.
You know? So, yeah.
But one day.
All right.
And then let's see what's next. Oh,
you
yeah.
want to be
So
in January 6th?
there's two jobs.
I saw the guy with the megaphone.
I want to
thought
be
it
an
was-
insurrectionist.
That's Michael Bay. So there's career one. I'm doing two things right now, either directing or country music. We'll see which one takes.
Yeah.
I'll follow whichever
Who's
one
the guy in
takes.
the top right?
I want you to be a director. Then you can put
Yeah.
me in something in years
Top
time.
right is Dave Cobb. He produces for Chris Stapleton and Wheeler Walker Jr. A bunch
And
of
who's
other people.
Robin
Right.
Butts?
Robin Butts, that's Midland again.
You love Midland.
I love Midland.
Never even heard of him.
All right.
Oh, you got to check them out. They're awesome.
Oh, Rubbing Butts was their original name.
Robin Butts. And then
You
Marissa Tomei.
You want, you want Marissa Tomei in her prime?
yeah, someone like Marissa Tomei or
What about
Shania
not?
Twain.
Why, Marissa Tomei's still hot now.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, but like she's
I know,
40
but-
years older than
There's
I
just
know,
an
but
age
she's
gap.
still- she still
oh, I
looks
know.
great.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
Oh, I'd still jerk off.
Oh,
there.
I do. I would.
Well, you would. You haven't.
So you want
I probably have.
you want women who are from the 90s.
yeah.
Okay.
And brunette.
Yeah, by the time you get them, they'll be in their 90s.
They're fantastic.
Did you
and-
see Shania at the Grammys?
No, I didn't watch the
But
Grammys.
no, her hair choice.
No one
If you'd
watches
have
the
liked it.
Grammys.
Except for Tommy Gefford.
Family.
You guys want to eat dinner together?
Yeah,
How
that
was
would be
your day,
nice.
son?
Yeah, I don't think you're going to get one out of Marissa Tomei or Shania Twain.
Yeah, they're done with their families.
Yeah, they don't have kids, do they? Shania might have adopted
Quick thing,
them.
I rang
Huh?
the doctor. My sperm, no more sperm.
Congratulations.
I made Jack carry a cup of cum in his car.
I had to
the
figure out
other
how to
day.
ship it.
Was that on your vision board?
No, that one's,
cum.
that
It
one's
was,
not on
inside,
there.
it was inside a box. It wasn't like I just handed it to Jack all warm. But he did take a cum sample for me to the doctors the other day.
Wow.
That's what else is an assistant for?
No,
It's a
yeah, I
good
mean,
point.
those are the things. No pets.
No pets.
No, yeah, but you don't need that on a vision board. You just don't get pets.
I just don't want them.
No,
unless,
no, but
unless
he wants his
Marissa,
future wife to know all
That's
about it.
gonna be a
Marissa and
deal
Shania really
breaker
want
for a lot of
Unless
women,
Marissa or
just
Shania
FYI.
really want
Shania all
one.
day is a pepper. I know that
Yeah.
she's big into
But
pets. So yeah,
I just
I think
don't
she
wanna take
doesn't.
care
She
of
do
them.
like stuff for SPCA and stuff.
I think so.
Yeah.
You know
Although
what?
she got Lyme disease after riding her horse.
You
She
want
got bit by a tick.
you want Marissa more than Shania because Shania, you'll be fiddling around with your guitar and then she'll come in and start singing along.
Shania owns.
That sounds great. I would love
Shania
that.
owns some mountains in New Zealand. When we were
She owns mountains?
when we were like when Bianca and I were there, we were fun yakking on the thing.
Fun yakking?
Yeah, it was like years ago. That we were looking at the river. That guy said, "Oh yeah, the Queen owns all these rivers of New Zealand, so that anyone can use them." And then I was like, "Oh, does she own the mountains too?" And he goes, "Shania Twain owns those mountains." I was like, "What the fuck?
What the fuck?
And what did, you know what you should have said?
What?
That don't impress me much.
No, no,
Yeah,
no.
nice.
You would've got a good laugh.
No. Bianca actually said that do impress me. That's what she said. Yeah, look at that.
All right, guys, we got to wrap up.
Okay.
Okay, bye.
Guest is here.
Give her
If
credit.
I was Brad Pitt, I would just show up at every Shania Twain concert. Just like this. Really? I'd go up to her and go, "Hey, Shania, you want to have sex?" And she'd be like, "Yes." I go, "No, no, no."
All right. That was the end of your vision board?
I still remember your comment from 30 years ago.
All right, let's get out of here.
All right, good night, everyone.